What is up, guys? Matthew here, and welcome to the very beginning of our FM24 Road to Glory, Journeyman, non-league to Premier League career mode, whatever you want to call it. This is where it all begins. And if you're new around here, my name's Matt. Welcome to MAR, a sports and gaming YouTube channel. And yeah, if you're excited for our journey into Football Manager, not only for this iteration of the game, this game cycle, but into future FMs as well, as we can roll over our game saves now, then hit the subscribe button, hit a like on this video, and I hope you can join me on our journey from the very bottom of English football, hopefully right to the very top. Now, of course, we are starting this career mode unemployed and build our reputation. As it stands, we have half a star reputation and only a National C licence, so we are literally starting from the very bottom. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be hanging on, we're going to be letting the season take its course and seeing what jobs might pop up and which jobs we will then try and apply for. So what we're going to do to start with is we are going to fast forward a few months into the season, see if any jobs become available, any managers get sacked, start applying for jobs, have a few interviews, and yeah, we'll see where we end up. So we're a month into the season. Not many managers or any managers have been sacked thus far, but there are a couple of managerial positions that are under threat. Oldham in the National League is quite a big one. Of course, they're a huge club in terms of the National League and that part of the football pyramid. They shouldn't be in the National League. They've had an absolutely torrid time. They've obviously dropped in out of the Football League and find themselves in the relegation zone at the moment. Now, from what I'm aware, things aren't great at Oldham. I don't think it would be the most secure of places to start our career, but I think it's definitely worth declaring our interest in that. We want to just get our foot through the door, and I think even if we joined Oldham and kept them up at this rate, that could be quite the significant step. We've also got two National League South sides, Weston-super-Mare, bottom of the National League South. They are at the foot of basically the football pyramid that we have currently loaded into FM, so that would be one hell of a job to take on at Weston-super-Mare. And then Weymouth as well, I'm assuming they're pretty much right alongside them. So the bottom two sides in the National League South are also looking a little bit insecure. So I'm not going to declare my interest in them just yet, but we're going to continue to monitor these two jobs, or these three jobs. I think anything in the Football League we're not going to get at this point. So yeah, a couple of jobs that might be coming up in the short but not too distant future. So if we wanted to delve deep and start our journey in Scotland, there is a job going at Airdrieonians, who are 10th in the Championship. So bottom of the table, that is the equivalent of second tier of Scottish football. So I mean, that is a potential avenue if we struggle to get anywhere in the English pyramid. I would like to start in the National League or National League North. There are still jobs going at Oldham and Weymouth, of course. We could go to France at some point. Sevilla is also possibly coming available. So we've skipped forward another few weeks. There was a job available at Southend United, but I do feel like that is a job that I think might be quite a popular one on FM this season. They've of course dropped into the National League. They're on minus points, or they were on minus points, 10 points deducted, 8 points from safety. They've actually done alright this season. I think maybe just the position they're in might have, you know, glitched the owners into thinking that the manager's doing a bad job. So I think I'll avoid that one, as it could be quite a popular one. But there are definitely some insecure jobs going. I mean, Dorking, the manager there, is in a precarious position. That's Mark White. They're currently 20th in the National League. Sevilla, I don't think we'd get that. You could say the same for some of the League 1 jobs that are going. But yeah, MK Dons is quite a big one. I don't think we'd get a Football League job. We are pretty much looking at National League jobs. But Altrincham, Boreham Wood, Oxford City, Rochdale, Woking, Hemel Hempstead, Peterborough Sports, Slough and Weymouth, all insecure. So I have a feeling a couple of these are going to become available very soon, and that's when we'll be able to start applying. So we have a couple of jobs now available to us. The Oldham job is one I would love to get. I feel like we're not quite there in terms of our reputation, but they are a huge, huge club. Of course, formerly I think they might have even been a Premier League club at one point. They've dropped into the National League. I think we are going to have to look at a National League North or South job to start with. I don't think we'll quite get accepted, but we're going to throw our name in the hat anyway. You could also say the same for Rochdale, who of course were relegated last season at the foot of League 2. They've had a poor start to life in the National League as well. So as much as I feel like we might be wasting our time, I'm going to apply for Rochdale and I'm going to apply for Oldham. Of course, as we say, Southend, I feel like could be a very popular save anyway. But yeah, I think maybe Dorking or Ebbsfleet might be more likely. And we're also going to keep an eye on some of these ones as well that are in the National League North and South. But yeah, we've had our applications received. Let's see if anything comes of them. There's absolutely sackings galore here. The Barrow manager's been sacked, Swindon, Woking. Ebbsfleet supporters have apparently rubbish speculation that we're going to be getting the job there, which might tell us all we need to know about getting a job in the National League. Barnsley, Alfreton, Nigel Pearson's gone. Wootton's gone from Truro, MK Dons, Gary Rowett's gone. God, this is realistic, isn't it? Chorley have sacked their manager as well. Still nothing back, though, from the applications that we sent in, so we'll keep jumping in and out of our very long and luxurious holiday we got going on here. But, yeah, still nothing, but I'm more than comfortable and confident that a job will pop up soon and we will get some interviews. So, as expected, our job applications for Oldham and Rochdale have both been rejected. Let's have a see if they... So they're shortlisted new part holding reservations about your suitability. So I think it is a case of our reputation is just too low right now. Darlington have sat their manager. Now that's a club I would love to take over. Darlington, very local to me, literally 5-minute drive down the road. Used to be a big team. I remember going to pre-season friendlies at their place when they had the big stadium. I can't remember the name of it. They bought a huge stadium. And I remember going to see them play pre-season friendly against Middlesbrough many, many years ago when I was a kid. So that's a job I want. I want the Darlington job. It's local to me. It makes so much sense. Let's have a little look at Darlington and see what's going on there. So, as it stands, they're semi-professional. They've had a pretty poor, bad start to the season. It looks like they've not won a game yet this season, apart from in the FA Cup qualifying rounds. They've had a dismal start. I would love nothing more than to head into Darlington and to save them from relegation. What are they looking at in terms of a senior squad? So they play 3-4-2-1, which isn't a formation I'm particularly used to. Obviously, we can adapt the squad. They've got 10s, which might work into the 4-3-2-1 I do like to play. Obviously, they've got plenty of central midfielders, wing backs as well. Maybe we'd take one of the three out of the back two. But we've got to show that we're adaptable. So that's a job I am absolutely going to apply for. It's local, and for me, it would make perfect sense, as it's a very short drive down the road. But in case that doesn't come off, St Albans are also looking for a new manager. They're 20th in the National League South, just outside of the relegation zone. They play with pretty much in exactly the same formation, except they don't have two number 10s. They have what looks like wingers. So, of course, we're going to apply for that one as well. Facilities are below average, whereas I think Darlington's were okay. And then Truro, who are 23rd in the National League South. So, who was above Weymouth? So, Weston-super-Mare, they've obviously had an upturn since they must have brought their new manager in. But looking at Truro City, again, what's this? 3-4 that they are opting, and then it's a 1-2. So, very similar formations for some of the clubs here that are offering jobs. But we'll apply for that as well. It is worth noting, though, that the finances there are insecure, which does make me a little bit wary. I do believe St Albans, I think they were in a more secure position. So we'll see what comes of St Albans and Darlington. But I tell you what, that Darlington job would be absolutely perfect. Well, St Albans have offered us a job interview instantly. So, yeah, they're not wanting to mess around. So let's take a little look at maybe what we should expect. Where are they in terms of the media, the season preview? So we're looking for... Where are they? So they're actually they're predicted to be a mid-table team. They've brought in quite a few players. It looks like they are a team who could possibly be challenging. So that's something we should keep in mind as we head to our first interview. So let's see what they say. So Lawrence Levy is the chairperson. Hello Matthew, we've invited you along today so we can put forward our vision for the club and allow you to suggest any alterations for us to consider. I'm glad you've given me the chance. So can you explain why you appear to be in the running for a few jobs right now? Well, because I'm jobless, mate, and I need some money, cost of living, you know. I'm just going to say I'm doing whatever I can to keep progressing, which means basically just get a job. That's literally the only progression we can make right now. The club will be looking for a candidate capable of performing to competition expectations, something our last manager did not do. Are you confident? We're always going to back ourselves. We parted company with our last manager much sooner than anybody would have anticipated. Can you offer reassurances that you won't be a repeat for that? Yep. I'm going to say, yeah, it's a long and successful career. We've got to start somewhere. What sort of budget are you anticipating needing to put together your backroom team? I'm happy to work with whoever for now. We'll make friends. We'll make associations as we go through our career, I'm sure. But at the moment, we ain't got any. So I'm happy to just, yeah, I don't wish to propose any changes, to be honest, at this moment in time. So expectations: work within the wage budget, grow the club's reputation, finish mid-table, which is where the bookies had them as well, be competitive in the FA Cup, be competitive in the FA Trophy, and it's just to continue being mid-table. That really isn't very difficult. I mean, where are they now in the league table in terms of points? They're literally like 5 points off of mid-table. I mean, it's not a big ask, as me saying it's not a big ask. It's all right saying that in the interview chair, isn't it? We're targeting the mid-table places. That's something you think is attainable. Let's not say playoffs. Let's just be yeah, that's fair. That's fair. If I heard you'd be willing to take a transfer budget of 6.87k, yeah. I mean, at this level, we work with what we've got. We'll probably be making a lot of free transfers more than anything. So I'm happy with that. Yeah, it's realistic. Let's not try and ask for too much when it's our first job. What do you think of the proposed wage budget? Which was that higher than our transfer budget? Yeah, let's go with that. Do you have any requests? No, not at this moment in time. And we will see what comes of that. I am hoping that we get an interview for the Darlington job, but that's I think that interview with St Albans went well. So here we go. The job we want, I would say. Darlington are offering us an interview, so let's get stuck in. So David Johnston is the man we are sitting down to discuss. So you're up for a few jobs. This might be pretty much the same questions, but again, we're doing what we want to keep progressing. The club are looking to a candidate capable of performing to competition expectations. I wonder where Darlington are backed to be this season. I'm going to guess not as high. Oh no, they're 14th, to be fair. So they're being backed to finish mid-table as well, like St Albans. We're in with two very similar sides here. Literally, it is a case of we either go and manage in the south, or we stay up here and have a 5-minute drive down the road. I'll always back myself to succeed. We understand the importance of having the right backroom team in place. I don't think we need budget once again. I don't plan. I'll help you save your money, David. So, wow, look at this. Club plan, build a new stadium. You've got the big 20,000 seater that you built 10 years ago. Why aren't you using that? Actually, we can move into that one day, but no, build a stadium. That's exciting. That's ambitious. I like that. So avoiding relegation is their simple instruction, which is very lenient, I think, given the fact that the media had Darlington mid-table, the fact that the board just want us to get out of the relegation zone. It's arguably an easier job than what we're having at St Albans. I know it's easy for me to say that right now, given the fact they're 6 points from safety and they haven't won a game this season. But I feel like that's doable. It's sort of similar level to St Albans. They're 5 points off mid-table. We're 6 points from the drop. They want to be competitive, of course, in the FA Cup, FA Trophy, and then work towards the playoffs from next season onwards, which again is ambitious, with St Albans wanting to just stay in mid-table. Darlington are wanting to get themselves into the playoffs. I like the ambition. If hired, we would expect you to avoid relegation. I mean, do we even say we could push for a mid-table finish? That's where Darlington are expected. But I won't pile too much pressure on our own shoulders. We do have a slightly smaller transfer budget than at St Albans, only 5k. I'm still going to work with that. I think the proposed transfer budget is realistic. Yeah. But we have a higher wage budget than at St Albans, so it sort of levels itself out I guess. Yeah. I'm happy with that. Do you have anything that we should consider? No. So there we go. 2 interviews that I think have gone relatively well. We will keep our eye out in case anything else pops up. I'm happy to leave the Truro job, I think, for now. But there's every chance we might not get either of the Darlington or St Albans jobs. So we'll keep our eye out and see if we get anything back from both of them. So another job that's become available is Dover. Of course, that couldn't be any further from where I'm currently looking. I'll have to fly to work. But that's another job I think we should definitely consider. We'll wait and see what we get back from Darlington. Darlington and St Albans. Is there any media odds on who might be taking over Darlington Search Manager? So there's a couple of names, none of which are us. They're all managers currently in a job, which I would assume would cost them money to buy them out of their respective contracts. So hopefully that will have us in good stead. But we'll keep going. And well, we haven't even had to approach Dover. They've approached us. So I'm going to have this interview with Dover. Chances are the questions will be the same as what we've had in the previous 2 interviews. But yeah, we're not having to approach all the sides. They're actually starting to approach us. So interestingly, Dover are actually, well, the bookies have them finishing bottom of the league, so they can't be a very good side. So we won't have to do much, I don't think, although the 5-year plan, they do want us to finish mid-table this season. And at the minute, we're not too far adrift, but other than that, it's pretty standard. Again, like St Albans, finish mid-table every single season, be competitive in the cups. Nothing else, nothing like a new stadium or anything like that. So, yeah, I think we're happy to go with that. Oh, job interview at Dover done. St Albans have approached us with a job offer. So they've offered us a 1-year contract, £425 a week. And they think we are the perfect man for the job. So we have got a job on the table. We are going to delay it though, because I want to see what we're offered by Darlington and of course Dover if they choose to offer us a job as well. So we will delay it for a week. They're happy with that, which is good, and we'll see if we get anything else. So we've also got the job offer from the team we wanted the job offer from, and that is Darlington. They've offered us again a 1-year contract. Is it the same wage? No, it's actually a higher wage. They've offered us £100 more a week. And listen, we'd probably spend £100 driving down to St Albans. So not only are we saving money on travel with Darlington and the commute, but we're also earning more anyway. And they think we are the ideal man to replace Josh Gowling. And of course, if we were to get relegated, that would be it for us. And I'm assuming, yeah, it would be the same as St Albans. So yeah, looking at the two, more wage, which of course doesn't impact us too much. St Albans, I can't remember what they offered us in terms of job but wage. I think we've got a lower transfer budget but a higher wage budget. For me, I like the ambition of this. I like building a new stadium. I think that's really cool. And I like that they're not wanting to just settle for mid-table this season. They're wanting us to work towards playoffs, but at least this season it's just to avoid the drop. So I'm happy to start with negotiations. What we'll do, we'll delay it just to see what Dover come up with. Just in case they come up with something, you know, different. Or something that might be better. But we are obviously going to be approaching the week from when we delayed the St Albans deal. And well, Well, Dover have come back. They've offered us a 1-year contract, only £350 a week. It would definitely cost us £350 a week to get down to Dover and back. And no budget, no transfer budget whatsoever, 6k wage budget, and they expect us to get mid-table. And not really much ambition beyond that. So for me, I am happy to jump on the Darlington deal. Can we do that now? Or do we have to wait for them to come back to us? I think we might have to wait for them. So we'll wait for Darlington to come back to us. But yeah, we're definitely going to be accepting their job offer. And I think we'll walk away from the Dover one. But Darlington have come back, of course. We delayed it for a week. Let's start negotiations with them. I think, as well as it being a club that I know really well and have a little bit of an affiliation with in real life, I think everything fits as well. So immediate 525 a week. I'm absolutely happy with that. I don't think there's any bonuses or clauses that we should really consider at this moment in time. And yeah, all is good. And I believe that should be that. We have been officially unveiled as the manager of Darlington the Quakers. Darlington have today confirmed the appointment of Matthew Rowney. Eyebrows have been raised, as they always are, the inexperienced 27-year-old. And some factions in the media have been touting Rowney as a favourite for the job all along. We rejected the offer from St Albans. Of course, we walked away from Dover as well. And we are officially the manager of the Quakers, which is awesome. So this is what we're going to be looking at in terms of expectations, media, etc. So 1-star reputation, which is pretty standard. They've been around for quite a long time, 1883, Darlington. They have been as high as the Football League once upon a time. Danny Rose is our assistant manager. Media has us finishing 8th, which shows how much we've underachieved. And of course, fierce rivals are Hartlepool, who are another town very local to me, of course. Currently 24th in the National League North. Knocked out of the FA Cup, so that's not something we need to worry about. But we don't enter the FA Trophy yet till the second round. So I don't know if that's happened yet. But I think decent wage and transfer budget. We, of course, play at Blackwell Meadows, 3,500 capacity. I don't think it's that bad at all. Built in 1994. In terms of the club history, best spell was during the 1990s. Obviously, they've got a barren spell now and have not won a competition since 2016. They won League 2. I didn't know they won League 2. They've won the National League. They've won the FA Trophy, Northern Premier League Division, Northern League Division 1, 3rd Division North. Of course, they're probably more recent. But yeah, they won the FA Trophy in 2011, which is awesome. So this is the most likely team, I guess the best 11 at this moment in time. So Taylor is the goalkeeper. We've got Musto, Lawler, Lees and Headley as the back four. 2 sitting. So this is in the shape of the 4-2-3-1 that I like to play. So it's interesting that it's dropped it in that. But yeah, Hatfield and Platt play in front of the back four with Rivers on the right. And Gandu as the 10. Salkeld on the left and Nelson up front. Jordan Windass is someone we've got on loan from Oldham. We've got a couple of loans out as well. Fairly professional squad personality. Andrew Nelson's our top goal scorer. He's the striker. Wyn Stanley is a hot prospect. And Jarrett Rivers is our top earner. We, of course, understand all of the current objectives. And the support liaison officer has asked for you to be provided with the details of the club's supporter culture and expectations. So they strive to make progress on and off the pitch, be competitive against Hartlepool if we play them, which could happen if we get Darlington up the leagues, and avoid relegation first and foremost, of course. In terms of press conference, we will do that, and backroom meetings are going to be every month. So yeah, there we go. Nice. We are officially here at Darlington. 11% hardcore fan base, 33% core, 25% family, 10% fair weather, no corporate, and 21% casual. Season expectations we will keep as is, I think. So we've got the team set up in the formation we like to adopt normally, which is a 4-2-3-1, and it works quite well because I'll get to the number 10 and the striker in a minute, but we've got some very good players in them positions which I think suit the system. In terms of goalkeeper though, I think we've got a pretty good goalkeeper. Tommy Taylor is the first choice. He's 2.5 stars or 3 stars, I think, in the coach's summary. But albeit maybe getting towards the end of his career, I know goalkeepers can, of course, you know, they can go on a little bit longer. I think he's a pretty good goalkeeper. He's a sweeper keeper as well, so he'll be a little bit better in possession, which is how we want to play as well. In terms of defensively, this is where we are struggling with a little bit of depth, especially at right back. I think Ben Headley is actually down as a fringe player, although he is the same rating as Jordan Windass. He's out injured at the moment. He's 25-year-old. He's an inverted fullback, which is pretty useful. His stats look fairly good as well, and he'll be a great option to play on either the right or the left back positions, which is awesome. Sadly, though, he is out at the moment. John Windass can also play there as more of a defensive wing-back, so we've got him in there as it stands. Ben Headley, though, hopefully he'll be back soon. He's suffering from a broken wrist, so he'll be out between 9 days and 3 weeks. Honestly, the big problem that the team's got at the moment is injuries. Some of the star players, especially the star striker, are currently out with injuries. In terms of centre-backs, again, not blessed with depth in this position either. We've basically got 3 defenders to choose from. Of course, 2 of them are going to have to play there, and they've got good chemistry together, to be fair. So on the right, we've got Jake Lawler again, though he is ageing slightly, so we will have to look to bring in someone as his protege, I guess. But he's 32, and he's got very, very good. He's 3.5 stars at the moment. He's got great bravery and jumping reach stats. I think he could be a huge player to have in centre defence. And then we've got some good balance because he's right-footed, and then alongside him we've got a left-footed centre-back as well, who's more no-nonsense, but Jassim Sukar is a left centre-back who I think can pair quite nicely with Law. They've got a good partnership already, which is good. Of course, as I say, Windass having to start on the right at the moment, so on the left we've got Musto, and if I go back to the squad planner, you'll be able to see that we've got a bit more depth, but again, you know, Jassim Sukar is currently playing in at centre-back. Headley's out injured, so Jordan Musto is our only left-back currently. And he is 32 as well, so he's another one on the other side and maybe on the decline in terms of his career soon. None of these players have much room to grow now. They've pretty much hit their full potential. But he's a complete wing-back, and maybe he'll offer us something going forward. In terms of the centre of midfield, again, not much depth here, but we've got 2 players in there who I think are very, very capable. So out of the 3 central midfielders that we've got, we are going to have Hatfield on the left. He's 4 stars, by the way, so he's another very good player at this level, but he is 32, but he's a very good ball-winning midfielder, so he's going to start alongside Little, who is 25. He's young, he's got 4.5 stars potential, which is awesome, and he's a box-to-box midfielder as well. So why I've got him as a deep line playmaker, I have no idea. Can we even have him as a box-to-box midfielder? Why can't we have him as a box-to-box midfielder? I don't know where that option and why that option is not there. Maybe it's our style of play. I might have to swap them over and see why I can't have him as a box-to-box midfielder. I'm not too sure. We'll have to sort that out. But yeah, he is a very, very good central midfielder, and I feel like, again, we've got a good spine. We've got players here who are providing a very good spine to the team, and this is why I want to go on to this man, our star player, Ngandu, who is an attacking midfielder. I just love a left-footed number 10 who's our star player, and he's essentially, I think, going to be the difference maker in this team. Unbelievably, he's 3rd choice, which is quite incredible. I'm going to move him up to 1st choice. No one really comes close in terms of an attacking midfielder, and we might need a bit of depth there in case he gets injured, but he could be the man we turn to provide us with that little bit of magic when needed. And wingers is probably the biggest area, because our best striker seems like he's probably one of our best wingers. I think in terms of wingers, we only have 1 natural winger at the club, and he's 30 years old. So what we've had to do is, on the right, we've got Jarrett Rivers, who's the only natural winger on the right-hand side. Again, though, he's 30. He's hit his peak once again. Don't get me wrong, he's got great natural fitness, great acceleration. I think he could be a menace. Good crossing, good dribbling, which is good. But again, we're going to have to look at that position as well. And then on the other side, we're having to play a wide target forward, which isn't ideal with how I like to play. Cameron Solkeld is having to play there currently. He's right-footed, but he's a wide target forward. He can play as an inside forward, so he might have to make that work there. But that's somewhere else we definitely want to fill in with a winger. The biggest problem we have is up front, because Andrew Nelson is our star striker. He's 3.5 stars. He's a pretty good striker, and by far he's our top goal scorer. He's got 5 goals in 12. No one else has really got near him in terms of goal contributions, but he's out injured. He's out injured for, I think, a broken cheekbone. He's got 3 to 5 weeks before he comes back yet. So as much as I don't want to bring someone in as our star striker, because he is that good and we've got other areas to certainly improve upon, 3 to 5 weeks without him, that could be a huge, huge reason as to why we are struggling at the moment. But yeah, we have got a squad, a scout that we are hopefully going to bring in, and that will allow us to start looking at basically free agents, players who are out of contract, and we'll just try and bring as many in as possible to bolster the depth of this squad, because literally you can fill up a 5-man bench, then you've got 2 players out on loan, and then we've got Jacob Hazel. So, you know, we are an injury crisis away from literally having no depth whatsoever. So that's certainly going to be the first priority, I guess, in terms of what we're doing. That's bolstering the squad, biding our time until we get some of our star players back. As you can see, we've had a bit of a difficult run. You know, losing the last 2. We did beat Banbury not too long ago. We've got a game on the 4th, so we've got a bit of time. Having Spenny Moore's game only happening yesterday to hopefully allow us to start making some movement. But yeah, that, I think, ladies and gentlemen, is where we are going to leave things for today. So, if you've enjoyed the introduction to our FM24 journey, then please, as I say, smash the like button below, subscribe for more, and hit the bell too so you never miss an upload here on the channel. Do comment below your thoughts, your possible suggestions for any wonder kids that we can get at the National League North level, any cool signings we could make too. And yeah, we'll be back in the next episode. We're going to be taking off straight from here, getting a new scout in, hopefully getting some signings through the door, and we'll hopefully pick up a result or 2 in some of our opening games as well. But until next time, guys, big thank you for watching. Do take care. See you all, hopefully, in the next one.